single arm dumbbell row is an incredibly common exercise, but it can be difficult to do it the right way. But there are a few techniques that we can use to maximize our lat recruitment, and to learn those, I've got Coach Ethan with me today, and Ethan, a good row is going to start with a good setup. And so what we're going to have him do is position his feet so that they're about hip width apart, or right off those bony prominences, okay? And then what I'm going to have you do is stride forward. Now, contrary to popular belief, he's going to stride forward with the foot that's on the same side of the arm that's going to row. So this is going to be his right side. If he were to switch that and have his right foot back, what he's going to do is create an opportunity for him to open his hip or rotate as he goes through the movement. And we don't want to do that because the lat has a rotational component, and if we rotate with the hip, we decrease the amount of tension we're going to get in the lat. And the name of the game is tension. So we're going to avoid that. We're going to stride forward, there you go, with the right foot. Okay? So now that you're in that position, I want you to create a lot of pressure down into that foot. He's going to take his left hand and place it onto the bench. You can use a post or a rack or a wall or whatever you like. Okay? So he's got himself in a good stable position here. He's going to create a flat back. Okay? He's got tension in his hip, tension in his shoulder. He's squared off, and notice the position that his arm's in now. Now that he's in this spot, his arm comes straight down and he's got a perpendicular line of drive, okay? That's going to come in handy when it comes to the bottom of the movement, where we want to focus on pushing our shoulder forward and stretching or protracting before we go into the concentric action, which is pulling the arm up towards the trunk. Now, here's another big mistake that we make. It has nothing to do with our wrist. We're not actually trying to pull our hand towards our trunk. What we're actually trying to do is shorten the distance between our scapula and our spine and allow the humerus, the top part of the arm, to move closer to that midline and feel like we're wrapping it around our back. That's what we're going to use to actually shorten those lat fibers, okay? Notice that he's not rotating his wrist or his elbow. There is a time and place to do this, but in most cases what it's going to do is just increase the amount of tension that we put on the elbow. And for Ethan, what we're going to try to do here is maintain stability in the upper quarter. You don't see him shortening his distance here between his hip and his shoulder. That stays in place. And what he's doing is simply using the lat to shorten the distance between the scapula and the spine, and then also pulling that elbow and wrapping it around. Do you feel that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay? If you do those four things, lock your feet down, make sure that the right foot is forward if the right arm is rowing, create a stable base, and focus less on your hand position and more about shortening the distance between your scapula and pulling your elbow around, you too will increase the lat recruitment and grow those big, beautiful lats. Now, if you've got additional questions on single arm rows or any other exercise, we'd like to know about it. Hit us up.